welcome to another video. This is Through the Wheel episode where I'm going to talk about what's going on, and today we're specifically talking about Klutch Kickers round 3 and what I got going on for that. So, as you know, I've done round 1. I had the failure in my steering on round 1, so I didn't get very far. Round 2, I had to borrow someone else's car, Trenton's car, and even though I felt pretty comfortable in that car, I had a collision in my top 32 battle, so I didn't move on. And now I don't have a car, right? That's why I had to borrow a car last round. So I've been thinking about what to do, how to get a car for round 3. It's kind of a tight timeline for me to get my car done in time for round 3. So I have this option of borrowing a car again. And I'll tell you what car it is in just a second. The idea here is that if I were to really work hard and get one of my cars done and then still have to drive 4 days across the country, it would basically, like, it's becoming almost a full-time job for me to be able to do all of this stuff drifting wise, and that's just not in the cards for me to be always consistently working towards for the next event. I've got to do work between rounds. I've got, you know, a life I need to live other than just building a car, driving, breaking a car, building a car, driving, traveling, prepping, all that stuff. I can't be doing that for this series. So, well, in my life is not set up to be able to do full-time drifting. So, and that's what it's become. So I had to consider what's the best option for me in my life, and building a car right now is not in the cards to have it 100% ready for round 3. So then I started thinking, well, I'm not doing very well in the championship, which was what my plan was. So, like, do I even really want to continue doing Klutch Kickers, right? It's a huge time commitment for me to drive across the country. It's a huge money commitment for me to be buying tires and doing this stuff. And I kind of had a goal when I set out to do well in the championship, and that is no longer on the table for me unless I were to really, like, you know, get first place the next 2 or 3 rounds, which realistically is not something that's going to happen for me. So, all that being said, I had another amazing friend offer to let me use his car, and I just couldn't believe that that's even an option. But he told me that it is. We talked through it, and I said, look, you saw what happened when I borrowed Trenton's car. I had problems. He's like, bro, like, I'm not worried about that. So that offer's on the table. So let me tell you what it is. This is actually an offer that I had for round 2 as well, and I chose to use Trenton's car instead because it was more prepped, ready, and fully tested and all that stuff, which is why I chose to do that. But this car that we're talking about belongs to my friend Mike Midiet. What?
I want to say it.
Well, you didn't tell me that. Mike Midiet. Do you know Mike? Did you meet him?
I don't know.
Mike Midiet, he's an Alabama guy. He works with Klutch Kickers. He helped me paint the green Cresta and get that all prepped and ready to be painted when I took it down to Alabama. I got to spend a lot of time with him there, and I know that he's really good at putting a car together, and I saw that car up close and personal when we were there. The interesting history on this car is his car. Sorry, it's an S14, 2JZ, dog box, Wisefab, quick change, nitrous, big turbo, everything that is needed to win at Klutch Kickers. This car has. So as far as that goes, I mean, Trenton's car was the same. It was really well prepped and ready for that. Just me as a driver in right-hand drive, learning that car in a different chassis. I was not the guy to take that car to the top of the podium. I feel like an S14 with all these parts that I'm familiar with is more likely to get me on the podium if everything works out the way it's supposed to. This car is still recently put together as far as engine, transmission, drivetrain, recently put together, untested, so I'll be like the guinea pig testing this car. The chassis is proven, the suspension, all that stuff has already been in there. Nick Castleberry drove this car last year with a V8 in it and did really well. And so having a 2J in it makes me excited because that suits the way I drive. And so I think this car is capable. But like I said, I'll be the one doing the testing on it at the track for the first time to make sure it's good. I'm not super worried about that. Either way, what I'm saying is this car should be 100% capable of being on the podium as long as everything works out that way. I think I'm capable in the right car. I hope we come together and things just work out because I'm not going to have a lot of seat time to get ready for that. So Friday practice, and then right into qualifying and comp, right? So either way, I really appreciate Mike offering me this opportunity. Like I said, he offered this at round 2, but he said it's untested, it still needs a little bit of work, it's going to be a tight timeline to get it done, and I kind of wanted the sure thing, which was when Trenton offered me that, I went with that plan B. Now Mike has had more time to test it. I know he's driven on the street, he's done some more work on it. This car should be ready to go. When I show up, I'm going to do the same thing I did in Trenton's car, put a different seat in, get it comfortable where I want it, make sure that I'm comfortable behind the wheel, and then that should be it. The car should be ready to rip. I'm really excited about that. I've got high hopes for round 3. I really think things will work out, and that we have a good chance of being on the podium. That's my goal. Fast car with a lot of grip, and just do what I do, and hopefully things work out for the best. It's another banked layout, which I love. I love the bank layout. I like driving fast. I'm really good at driving on the bank, getting high on the wall, so I'm excited for that. I'm taking one crew guy with me. His name's Bailey. I have not worked with him before on a team like this, but I've known him for a while, and I worked with him in the past at my shop, so I think that'll be fun. Bailey's really a smart guy when it comes to suspension setup and all around. He's just a great tech and a smart guy and a good driver. So it'll just be me and him at the track, along with my buddy Colton, who usually comes with us. He lives in Alabama, so he'll be down there helping us out. So small crew, but I think we'll be able to do really well. This car shouldn't need a lot. I don't think we're gonna need a crew fixing a lot of parts or anything like that goes wrong. But I'm excited. I'm really excited. The other nice thing about this is I don't have to drive across the country. I don't have to lug a bunch of stuff with me. I can literally fly in, get the car prepped, go with them, because the car's in northern Florida and the track is in southern Florida. So we got about a 7-hour drive from where the car is to where we need to be. So we'll fly in, make sure everything's ready, drive the car down there, tow the car down there, do the event, and then fly out. So it's not a huge time commitment for me, which it would be if I were to drive 4 days down there and then 4 days back, plus the 5 days of the getting ready and the track day and all that stuff. So anyways, thanks for following along, guys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna post some photos and videos at the end of this, right after I'm done closing it, of this car. It was Yuha's car, and I actually transported it and took care of it in 2013 and 14, and I actually competed against Yuha in Pro Spec, or Pro 2 it was, in my pro car versus his pro car, which is this car that I'll be driving. So I'm honored to be able to drive it. I'm honored to be able to drive it and to get behind the wheel. I've never done that before. Car's super light. It's got good horsepower. It's got good suspension, good steering. Like, it's just a really good car. And I'm excited to show you guys the car when we show up there and kind of show off how unique and cool it is. It was actually imported from Europe to the States, and it's been here since 2013. There's a lot of history there, but like I said, I've got some cool photos, and I hope I can find some videos to show you after this of that car in its heyday. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later. Stay tuned, because it's going to be a wild journey for round 3. Bye.